Good evening, everyone. It's my pleasure to welcome you all to the RCN Foundation's Virtual Impact Awards tonight. I'm Sean Collins, and I'll be your host for the evening. I'm delighted to be with you tonight to celebrate and recognize outstanding members of the nursing community who have made a real difference to the health, well-being, and care of patients throughout the UK. These individuals are being recognized tonight as recipients of the 2021 RCN Foundation Impact Awards. Tonight's awards recognize the outstanding nursing practice and research of the recipients. However, we are also celebrating the impact of the exceptional work undertaken by nurses, midwives, healthcare support workers that is taking place every day throughout the UK. That's why occasions like these are so important. They enable us to commemorate not just the work of those receiving the awards tonight, but the work of the whole of the nursing and midwifery professions. If you would like to connect with us online throughout the evening, please use the hashtag RCNFImpact21, unless you're over the age of 50, in which case you have no idea what I'm talking about, which you'll see on the bottom left of the screen, or drop a message of support and congratulations to our recipients in the chat. We have a great evening planned for you, and firstly, I'd like to pass over to RCN Foundation Director Deepa Korea to welcome you and tell you more about the work that the RCN Foundation does to support the nursing community.
Hello everyone. I'm delighted to welcome you all to the RCN Foundation's 2021 Impact Awards, which for the first time are taking place virtually. After 18 months, most of us are used to either holding or attending events in this way, but it still feels a little strange to me. So I hope you'll bear with me if we experience technical issues or if I'm simply looking in the wrong direction, which I've done before. As the director of the RCN Foundation, it's been my absolute privilege to witness firsthand the immense difference that our charity makes to nurses, midwives and healthcare support workers up and down the UK. I'm sure you will have heard it said many times, but the contribution of nursing and midwifery staff throughout these past 18 months has been exceptional. Our event today therefore feels even more important. It's a time to reflect, recognise and celebrate not just a number of fantastic individuals, but also to acknowledge the nursing and midwifery professions as a whole. And I'm really pleased that alongside our 2021 Impact Award recipients, we've also been joined today by those we recognised but couldn't celebrate with in 2020. Before we begin our ceremony, I just want to say a few words about the RCN Foundation. We're a charity and a grant maker whose purpose is to support and strengthen nursing and midwifery and improve the health and well-being of the public. We aim to deliver our purpose in three specific ways. Firstly, we support individual members of the nursing team, whether it's someone facing financial hardship or crisis, or someone who wants to enhance their skills and develop their practice. The Foundation provides them with funding to meet their needs. Secondly, we invest in the future of the profession by funding nursing-led projects focused on our key priority areas. Currently, these priorities are focused on children and young people's mental health and emotional well-being and learning disability nursing. And finally, we champion the professions by supporting projects that raise the profile and public understanding of nursing and midwifery. These awards mark the culmination of a remarkable year, both for frontline staff, but also for the Foundation. As well as continuing to provide our ongoing business as usual support last year, we were able to provide significant help and funding to staff affected by the pandemic. This includes making grants totalling £1.45 million to nearly 3,300 frontline staff who were experiencing financial hardship as a result of the pandemic, and all of this took place within a 6-month period. And it also includes setting up our subsidiary charity, the COVID-19 Healthcare Support Appeal, which you'll hear more about later. It's a great charity and it received £5 million to hand out to staff affected by the pandemic too. I want to finish with a few thank yous. First of all, to our sponsors, LV, and I'm delighted that we've been joined by Colette Baker from the company. Thank you also to this evening's MC, Sean Collins, and to all of our presenters. I'll now hand you over to our host for the evening, Sean Collins.
Thanks so much, Deepa, for that warm welcome. I'm now delighted to invite the chair of the RCN Foundation Board of Trustees, Professor Jane Cummings, to say a few words.
Hello, everybody. I'm live, so forgive me if I make any mistakes, but it's really fantastic to be here. And good evening to all of you who have joined us for our Impact Awards ceremony. As chair of the foundation, I would like to add my own extremely warm welcome and that you've heard from Deepa and from Sean. Thank you for being with us to support the RCN Foundation, but more importantly, to support the fantastic individuals we are recognising tonight. This online Impact Awards may be different to recent years, as you've just heard Deepa say, but I know it will highlight not only the fantastic achievement of nursing and midwifery staff who have achieved education grants from the foundation over the past year, but also everybody else. Your contribution to clinical excellence and outstanding patient care is truly inspiring. Tonight, we are providing just a flavour of the exceptional work undertaken by the nurses, midwives and healthcare support workers that we have funded. We know that nursing and midwifery undertake extraordinary work every day in every setting across the United Kingdom. But over the past 18 months, your contribution to tackling one of the world's worst global health crises in a generation, I think, has really highlighted how important your contribution is to improving the health of the nation. And I think that's why occasions like these are so important. They enable us to celebrate and mark not just the work of those receiving the awards tonight, but also of our professions as a whole. I think it's fair to say that the image of nursing and midwifery has undergone a significant transformation. Alongside the perception that we are a caring profession, the pandemic has also really demonstrated to the wider public and others, as never before, that we are also an innovative, pioneering, expert and creative group of healthcare professionals. Our work is safety critical and our practice and your practice is evidence-based. But I think it's vital that we continue to convey to the public the breadth and depth of the work that we do and the difference you will make to healthcare across the United Kingdom. These awards help to contribute to that wider recognition, and the Foundation is committed to highlighting the impact made by the nursing and midwifery community to healthcare in the UK. I'm also thrilled that the RCN Foundation is currently collaborating on this agenda with the 4 chief nursing officers of the United Kingdom countries, alongside the chief nursing officer from the Republic of Ireland. And we are developing with them a multi-platform publicity campaign which will raise the profile of nursing and midwifery. With the professions in the public consciousness like never before, we hope that this campaign will bring greater understanding of the critical contribution you will make to the wider public. Over the next 3 years, the RCN Foundation will also have a particular focus on supporting newly qualified and early career nurses so they can develop their clinical and leadership skills. We all recognise that they are the pipeline for future health and care services, and it is absolutely vital that we do all we can to support them. Having marked 200 years since the birth of Florence Nightingale in 2020, we want to ensure that we encourage and nurture the future generations of nurses, midwives, and health and care support workers. And I want to end by thanking you, all of you, once again for celebrating with us, and to everyone who has played a part in making this evening happen. Enjoy it, celebrate, and be incredibly proud of what you have done and what you continue to do for our population and the people that you are there to serve and we are there to serve. I'm now going to hand you back to Sean, our host, to start the presentations for this evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jane. Very well said. We've now reached the point of the evening you've all been waiting for, the awards. Tonight we are presenting RCN Foundation Impact Awards to 7 outstanding individuals who have used the education bursaries they received from the Foundation to deliver innovative projects, exciting research, or demonstrate an excellent commitment to high-quality care. Their work has already had a positive impact on the lives of patients across the UK and will continue to do so well into the future. They are outstanding individuals, and we are delighted to celebrate their achievements tonight. The first award of the evening is the Margaret Parkinson Award for Outstanding Achievement in Student Nursing. I'd like to pass over to Dr. Ruth May, Chief Nursing Officer for England, to introduce the award.
Thank you, Sean. I'm delighted to be joining you this evening to present the Margaret Parkinson Award for Outstanding Achievement for Student Nursing to James Ashton. James came into nursing after a career change from the music industry because he wanted to make a difference. The grant the RCN Foundation gave him enabled him to undertake a master's in adult nursing at the University of Salford. James went on to achieve distinction in his studies and is now working on the acute medical unit at St George's. James wants to continue to develop his career and eventually be a future nurse consultant in emergency medicine. You'll now see a short film of what the grant has meant to James. Congratulations, James.
My name's James Ashton and I received an educational grant from the RCN Foundation which helped fund my Masters in Adult Nursing. My first degree was in acoustics and audio systems, and then I started working in the music industry. I worked at Abbey Road for just under 3 years, but even growing up I've always had a passion for sort of caring for people and looking after people. So I've worked in orphanages in Africa, I've worked in hospitals across the world. Just as a volunteer, I've worked in refugee camps, and I've spent a lot of time working with the homeless community in Manchester particularly. So even though I was really satisfied and enjoying my career in music, I just couldn't continue working with that constantly in the back of my mind, so I just needed to make a change. The course was really good. One of the more pivotal experiences was I went and worked over in Finland for 4 months. Seeing the things that were available to them gave me real hope into some of the things that could be available to us in the future. It's the complete opposite of when I was working in Sierra Leone when they didn't have electricity or running water. You go from that to go to Finland where you have everyone's basically got their own apartment instead of a hospital bed. It's a whole different world. I'm currently a senior staff nurse in acute medicine, so a lot of the experiences that I've tried to bring in is just making sure that each patient's treated individually and not just a number on a screen or it's really important that we bring that focus back to the patient and make sure that their needs are catered for. The RCN Foundation have got these grants in place to support people, and I think it's important that people are aware of them and make use of them because they can make a big impact. I think we are very fortunate to have such passionate nurses in this country and very intelligent, knowledgeable, well qualified nurses. Going forward, I can't imagine not being a nurse. It's actually, feeling satisfied with who you are as a person. Once you're a nurse all day, every day, and I can't imagine not being that.
Thank you, Ruth. We are delighted that James, our first awardee of the night, is here for us now. James, how do you feel? How does it feel to win the award?
I'm very, very proud. Yeah, it's fantastic. It was all very unexpected. So, it's just a wonderful thing to have happened and to be recognised for.
Wonderful. Listening to the video, you've done some amazing things, so you should be very proud of yourself. Where will you be displaying the award?
So It's currently in Manchester at my parents' house. Once I can pry it off their hands, I might bring it to the ward, because the ward are quite happy about the whole situation. So it just depends whether I can actually ever get it off my parents.
Excellent. Well, congratulations again. Amazing. And it was a pleasure to watch that video. You've done some amazing work.
Thank you very much.
Our next award is the Trevor Clay Professional Bursary Scheme Award for Outstanding Achievement in Professional Development. I would like to invite Professor Jacqueline Dunkley-Bent, Chief Midwifery Officer, NHS England, to introduce the award.
Thank you for the introduction, Sean. I have the privilege of presenting the Trevor Clay Professional Bursary Scheme Award for Outstanding Achievement in Professional Development to Layla Laverley. Layla is a research midwife who was awarded an RCN Foundation grant to undertake a master's level module entitled The Practice of Evidence-Based Healthcare. The course has meant that Layla is now confidently critiquing evidence that affects her practice, which is having a real impact on patient care. Since completing the course, she has presented her findings at various study days run by the charity Action on Pre-Eclampsia. Layla's belief in herself as a researcher has grown thanks to the grant from the RCN Foundation, and she is now looking to pursue further academic study. Here's a short film about Layla's story. Congratulations.
My name's Layla Laverley and I received an RCN Foundation educational grant. So I grew up in Canada and we didn't have midwives when I was growing up. It wasn't even something that I even really knew anything about. And then when I came to England, I came to work as a nurse here. And that was really the first time I heard about midwifery. I qualified as a midwife, which was 20 years ago now. And then in 2016, I got this job doing research midwifery. And I was thinking I really enjoyed research, but I wanted to get more involved in the designing as opposed to just the delivery side, which is also really important. So the module basically taught me how to critique different types of research and to apply them to different clinical scenarios. Every healthcare professional should have to do this module really, because misinformation, particularly as we're seeing with COVID, is so dangerous, and it's something that you come across a lot in practice. And just having the tools to be able to critique that is really an important skill to have. It gave me a much better appreciation for why I had to do the things I did in my role. It was a bit of a light bulb moment. It was like, The bursary enabled me to take a course that I couldn't have afforded to pay for myself. It enabled me to be able to prove myself to my employers and just gave me the confidence to know that I could do it as well, and that I could go ahead and take on a full master's and manage to juggle that with work and kids and what have you. I just want to say thank you to the RCN Foundation. I can't thank them enough really for providing me with the grant. It really has made a huge difference for me. I would encourage anybody who's considering donating to the RCN Foundation to do so. I think it can have a real positive impact, not just on individuals personally in their careers, but on patient care and outcomes.
Wow, Layla, amazing. As a fellow Canadian, I have to ask, where are you from in Canada?
Vancouver.
Vancouver, that's where I started doing stand-up comedy years ago. Well, congrats, we're both over here now. What an amazing achievement, and what difference has the award made for you?
It was a real springboard for me. So I did that. It was a master's level module, and it sort of gave me the confidence and encouraged me to go on and do a full master's, and I was able to secure further funding as a result of that. So yeah, I've just completed the full master's now, so it was a really sort of important stepping stone.
Wonderful. How will you be celebrating? Some Molson Canadians, Labatt's Blue? What?
Oh, I've got Prosecco.
All right.
I should have had the beer, the Canadian.
That's all right. Well, congratulations again. And it was great to hear your story.
No, thank you. Thank you very much to the foundation. I really appreciate it.
Congratulations, Layla, and thank you again to Jackie for that great introduction. I would now like to welcome back Professor Jane Cummings to present the RCN Foundation and the Worshipful Company of Needlemakers Award.
I am absolutely delighted to present the RCN Foundation and the Worshipful Company of Needlemakers Award tonight for an outstanding Needlemakers recipient. This award this year goes to Laura North. Laura is a respiratory clinical nurse specialist and received a grant to study the MSc in Advanced Healthcare Practice. The course has resulted in Laura developing her knowledge and understanding of the pillars that underpin advanced practice. The application of her learning from the course has not only impacted on the patients that she cares for, but also the care provided by her whole team. Well done and congratulations, Laura.
Thank you, Jane. I'm afraid that, unfortunately, Laura isn't able to join us this evening, but we would like to send her many congratulations on receiving this award. Don't forget to show your support for our award winners in the chat or online using the hashtag RCNFImpact2021. You can also support the work of the RCN Foundation by texting IMPACT to 70480 to donate £3. Text will cost the donation amount plus one standard network rate message. Our next award is the Mona Gray Award for Outstanding Achievement in Professional Development, and I invite Christy Watson, patron of the RCN Foundation, to present the award.
Hello everyone. I'm delighted to be here this evening to present the Mona Gray Award for Outstanding Achievement in Professional Development. And the award goes to Joy Okpala Okoli. Joy is a staff nurse in a care home, Tyne Grange, and she received her grant to complete a postgraduate certificate course in clinical research. Through her learnings on the course, she was able to champion evidence-based practice in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. Joy has always dreamed of attaining a specialist research qualification, and this grant has enabled the dream to become a reality. Congratulations, Joy. This is her story.
My name is Joy Okpala Okoli, and I received the Mair Award For 2021. It allowed me to complete a postgraduate certificate in clinical research at the Newcastle University. Clinical research, it's a way of getting the right evidence. Science is advancing. For you to be able to provide the best possible care, you need to know what the best research is saying. And that is actually what prompted me to focus on the clinical research course. So over the COVID-19, we had the COVID trials. There was very, very low enrollment of BAME people. So by being, I would say, a pillar of light, by being a research personnel, it helped me to actually meet and help more people understand what the clinical trial is all about and then become involved, which is very important considering the high level of BAME staff who actually died in the first wave of the COVID. The truth is that a lot of BAME staff don't really know that there are opportunities out there. They are underrepresented in loads of higher jobs. Since I got this award, I've been able to reach out So a lot of other BAME staff are now going out and stepping out of their comfort zone, and they know that they've got the same opportunity just like every other staff nurse out there. I would want to say a big thank you to RCN Foundation. I was able to do the course without having to leave my young family to go and do extra shifts. RCN Foundation is open to everyone, irrespective of your background. BAME people can actually look at themselves and know that they are valued members of the team, that they are valued members of the RCN family, and that their work is always valued. The work RCN Foundation is doing is actually giving hope to new methods of doing things and new methods of giving care so that patients continue to receive high quality based care.
Hello. Thank you, Christy. Joy is here with us now. Congratulations, Joy, on your fantastic win. I was going to ask, what would you say to anybody who is considering applying for an educational grant?
I encourage everyone to apply and go through the process. And it's a fair process, and I believe everyone and anyone can actually be a recipient. And I also want to say, when you get the scholarship, do yourself a favor and try and complete the course.
Thank you very much, Joy. Have a great evening.
Thank you very much.
The next portion of the evening will shine a spotlight on our 2020 awardees who were unable to have their own event last year due to the pandemic. Now we will join some of them live to speak to them about the impact the grants they received have made and what they have been up to. Actually, it's only one person, Amrit, I believe. It's great to see you this evening.
Hi there. Can you hear me okay?
I can indeed. What have you been up to this past year?
The past year, I have just gone into the second year of my PhD, and I've been working on a systematic review that's looking at social media use and adolescent engagement in health risk behaviours. I returned to practice at the start of the pandemic, working as part of the public health approach workstream of the Scotland COVID-19 contact tracing programme. And I was basically involved in the design and the development of the programme, and I've just returned to complete the second part of my PhD.
Wonderful. How has the award impacted your work?
So the award, it was, where do I start? So the rationale for applying for the reward in the first instance was to secure funding to attend an international conference to present the findings from a systematic review I'd been working on. And I think I tried so many different routes to try and secure funding, and I just kept hitting dead ends. And I think I then liaised with different nursing colleagues, some of whom are actually here today, and they made efforts to support me and direct me to the foundation. So I would say the experience taught me never to give up and to always reach for support when you require it. And more importantly, I think it really did impact on my development as a nurse, in terms of, I guess when I first started as a nurse, you're involved in one-to-one patient care, and the feeling you get from that is incomparable to anything I've ever experienced. And this opportunity, the funding, I guess provided a stepping stone to allow me to influence change on a grander scale at a population level through the research that I do. So I would definitely say that the foundation gave me the confidence to pursue other activities, one of which was applying and securing a Medical Research Council PhD studentship. And for that, I'll be eternally grateful. So thank you to all.
Amazing. Well, have a great evening, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you again.
Our next award of the evening is the Mair Award for Outstanding Occupational Health Nursing in Scotland. And I'd like to invite Colette Baker from our sponsors LV to present this award.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight I have the privilege of presenting the Mair Award for Outstanding Occupational Health Nursing in Scotland to the wonderful Bronwyn Gibson. Bronwyn had been working in occupational health for many years and always wished to complete a course to become a specialised practitioner. The grant she received from the RCN Foundation enabled her to realise this dream and expand on her research skills, which benefited all those she works with. Here is a short film about her experiences and the difference the grant has made to her. Congratulations, Bronwyn.
My name is Bronwyn Gibson Hermitage and I received the Mair Scholarship Award through the RCN Foundation. I've always been naturally a caring person ever since I was a child, and it really developed when my family members were nurses and midwives and I really looked up to them. That really drove my passion to want to help people. So I qualified as a registered general nurse initially. I then encountered a job position for occupational health nursing within the NHS, and that's when I looked into doing the occupational health course to be able to specialise as an advisor. So occupational health essentially provides advice back to businesses on how best to support employees within the workplace. We're trying to prevent any work-related ill health, essentially. The occupational health course allowed me to think constructively and reflectively to be able to take that forward in patient care within my job role and to promote the health of workers. The bursary had a huge impact. There was life challenges involved at the time, so the bursary really helped me. It has been difficult, the road that I have taken, but I felt that my passion within occupational health was getting stronger and stronger because it was something that I really wanted to do. It's allowing me to explore further skills that I didn't think I had. It's only going to get better in the future. If anyone's considering applying for the RCN Foundation bursary, I would highly recommend it. Like I say, it has been a great help and support in getting me through my qualification, because if it wasn't for that, I don't think I would have been able to finish the course. So that's been a real huge support for me, so thank you.
Hello, Bronwyn. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Hello.
Hi. So what impact has the award had on you?
Oh gosh, it's had a huge impact on me. It's meant a lot to me in terms of recognition of my achievements essentially in the field of occupational health. So it's big thing. Yeah. Excellent.
How are you going to celebrate?
Well, like the previous award winner, Prosecco.
Wonderful. So, you earned it. Enjoy, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well done, Bronwyn, and many thanks to Colette. Now we will take a short break from the awards to showcase the work of the COVID-19 Healthcare Support Appeal that was set up as a subsidiary charity of the RCN Foundation in 2020 in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Here's Christine Scott Perry to tell you more.
I am delighted to be able to join you this evening to introduce the work of the COVID-19 Healthcare Support Appeal, or CHSA as it is known. My name is Christine Scott Perry, and I have the privilege of being the chair of CHSA. CHSA was set up by the RCN Foundation last year in response to the COVID-19 pandemic, following a very generous donation of £5 million from TikTok, the global video sharing platform. CHSA is a time-limited grant-giving charity that aims to support all health and care staff experiencing financial hardship or psychological distress as a result of the pandemic. The charity was set up quickly, within a matter of weeks, because of the urgent nature of the situation, and we were really pleased that Lord Victor Adebowale agreed to be its first chair. We have provided grants to organisations who support a wide range of health and care staff, including nurses, midwives, health visitors, doctors, specifically including GPs, ambulance workers, paramedics, porters, and care workers. To date, we have given out nearly £4 million in grants to support over 6,000 individuals. From the outset, our aim was to ensure that our grants reach those most adversely affected by the pandemic, including those within lower salary bands, people from a Black and minority ethnic background, or people in vulnerable groups with an underlying health condition. So far, 61% of staff supported are from Black and minority ethnic communities, and some 96% are on lower pay bands. We plan to close CHSA once all the funds have been distributed. I have no doubt that the charity has made a positive and lasting difference to the lives of all those that it has helped. The film you are about to see provides a flavour of the fantastic work being undertaken by the organisations that we have supported.
So if I was to provide a broad overview of the CHSA charity, I'd say it was set up to do one task, which is to distribute 5 million quid given to us generously by TikTok, and to distribute that to frontline workers who are suffering or in distress because of COVID. In all the talk about COVID, I didn't hear much talk about frontline. For me, it was like a chance to do something directly focused on the frontline providers of care.
It's been a really unique operation in some ways. It's brought together this group of diverse organisations with one common purpose, and that is to help and support health and care staff who've been affected by the pandemic in many, many different ways.
So the pandemic has really impacted intensive care teams at all levels. Peer-to-peer projects are a really fantastic way of helping healthcare staff. So what we're doing in our project with the Intensive Care Society, with the support of the CHSA, is we're training people up so that they can, on the clinical shop floor, they can spot signs in their peer and they can come up alongside and offer that support. So CHSA funding has helped and had an impact because it's enabled us to deliver training free at the point of contact.
So the recipient organisations that CHSA has funded, I think, have responded magnificently. It's not just about the support that they've provided to their own stakeholders and their own beneficiaries, but also really responding quickly to the mental health needs and making sure that actually support is available to the people that need it the most.
At the beginning of the COVID pandemic in the UK, the biggest problems that care workers and people they work with faced was lack of PPE. So the grant that we have received from CHSA has supported us greatly in the help that we can give to care workers financially. So all of the funding from that went into giving grants to care workers around self-isolation, shielding, additional childcare costs and other issues related. On top of that, earlier this year we started mental health support, where eligible care workers can apply for up to 10 hours of one-to-one therapy. So yes, even one-off payments in terms of financial support can have a very long-term impact on people's lives.
Despite the CHSA being a short-term charity, it has the potential to do some long-term good because we focused on people who are low paid. That will have a long-term impact, there's no question. There wasn't much else doing this sort of work. And hopefully it'll have a long-term impact on some of the organisations that we funded, because there's some real learning about how to do coaching, consulting, mental health interventions for frontline. So yeah, short-term charity, long-term impact.
The difference that the CHSA grant has made to us has been a complete game changer. We wouldn't be able to offer this service without it. The Talk to Us listening service provides an opportunity for nurses to be able to have a listening service with a nurse who's got experience and who's a trained listener. So nurses everywhere are being supported specifically because we've got the CHSA grant.
It's been a sort of unique opportunity really to have a positive impact on the lives of health and care staff right across the UK, across all settings and in all professions. And I think that's been its true legacy, is that it has helped so many people from such a diverse group.
Well, hello. We are joined again by a 2020 awardee, Jessica Davidson. Hello.
Hiya. Hello.
All right. What have you been up to this past year?
Well, like everyone else, been doing my frontline stuff with COVID and became vaccinated as well. But as a result of my RCN education grant, which I received some years ago now, that I've put that into practice. I've run an advanced forensic practice course to train up and prepare forensic nurse examiners for sexual offences and in police custody work. And alongside that with a test of change. And alongside that with the change in legislation in Scotland with the Forensic Medical Services Act, which was given assent at the beginning of this year. And although this sounds very grand, none of this would have happened without the educational award that I received from the foundation in order to study and get qualified as a forensic nurse examiner myself in sexual offences. So I'm deeply grateful. And we have a cohort of 40 new nurses creating a really strong nursing network across Scotland as a result.
Amazing. Thank you very much for joining us. It was a pleasure to talk to you.
Great
and it's always
pleasure.
great from my point of view to hear things like this. So thank you. Wonderful work there. The next award tonight is the Lady Cowdray Award for Outstanding Achievement in Professional Development. And I would like to invite Pat Cullen, General Secretary and Chief Executive of RCN, to present the award.
Thank you, Sean. It is my pleasure to be here this evening celebrating the achievements of the nursing and midwifery professions across the UK. I am presenting the Lady Cowdray Award tonight for Outstanding Achievement in Professional Development. And that goes to Nina Hammond. Nina is a clinical charge nurse and was awarded a grant towards the completion of her MSc in nursing. Her studies resulted in her developing a greater understanding of the importance and complexities surrounding nursing research involving young people. Nina's findings have been implemented on her ward, and she is excited to be publishing her research soon. Congratulations, Nina, on your award. Here is a short film where you can hear more about Nina's story.
My name's Nina Hammond, and I got an RCN Foundation grant towards my Masters. I think there is still this real belief that nurses don't do research. That is definitely what I believed for a long time, and I never saw myself as an academic person or someone that could do anything like my own research or write a thesis or anything like that. I did a thesis on the nursing impact of enhanced observations on young people's experience. So enhanced observations, also called one-to-one or specialing in different areas, is when a member of staff is allocated to, in this instance, a young person. For my research, I focused just on people who are on enhanced observations due to the risk to themselves. So I started looking into kind of nice guidance around it or any kind of policies around it, and found that actually there isn't any, and it is kind of just left to individual trusts to decide what they do and how they do it. And the young people were talking to me about how one single interaction with a nurse on their observations could shift their whole day from feeling really positive to actually making them feel quite worthless. So from that I've started doing training and teaching sessions on kind of our staff induction to try and make sure that from day one when someone starts, they know how their words have an impact, how their actions have an impact, to try and make sure that that's a positive one. And one of the things that I've put in place and we've put in place on the ward is specific care plans around enhanced observations. So a young person knows why they're on enhanced observations, what they can and can't do, and also most importantly, what we need to see change for them to come off enhanced observations. Personally, it massively increased my confidence. I feel much more confident going into even meetings within my ward and my trust and saying we're going to put this change in place because this is what I found and this is what people are saying. The main thing I'd want to say to the RCN Foundation is thank you. I definitely wouldn't have been able to do this Masters or do any of what I did without the grant and without the support of the foundation. If you're considering applying for a grant, do it, absolutely do it. They're really supportive the whole way through. It's absolutely worth it. You can do huge, incredible things with it.
Thanks, Pat, and congratulations to Nina. Nina, that was some powerful stuff there. You mentioned that the award has changed how you feel about yourself as a nurse. In what way?
I think definitely the idea that nurses don't do research, doctors do research, and nurses implement the research. I think it's really shifted my idea that, no, I can, anyone can. We've got the best ideas anyway.
Absolutely. Will you carry on studying in the future?
Well, I'm taking a break for now. The past year has been a bit intense, but I'll hopefully go back at some point.
Well, celebrate tonight, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
Our final award of the evening is the RCN Foundation and Leather Sellers Charity Award for Outstanding Achievement in Student Nursing, and I invite Charlotte McCardle, the Chief Nursing Officer of Northern Ireland, to present the award.
I'm delighted to join you to present the final award of the evening, the RCN Foundation and Leather Sellers Charity Award for Outstanding Achievement in Student Nursing to Catherine McLaughlin. Catherine was awarded an RCN Foundation grant towards completion of her BSc in Adult Nursing. She previously spent 6 years as a care assistant in a nursing home, which cemented her passion and drive to become a nurse. She has now completed her course and is passionate about providing expert guidance and good health outcomes for people that she serves and patients in the Regional Surgical Vascular Unit at the Royal Victoria Hospital in Belfast. Here's a short film on what the award has meant to her, and congratulations again to Catherine.
My name is Catherine McLaughlin and I am a recipient of the Leather Sellers grant from the RCN Foundation. The grant allowed me to be able to continue with my studies at Queen's University of Belfast. For me, I came in to study very late and I had my family first. I have 6 children, and throughout my time as a student, my youngest 2 received diagnosis of autism and my youngest has quite severe learning disability. And in that time as well, one of my children with autism, she was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. I kind of felt like every time I turned a corner, there was something else waiting for me. And quite often I used to think, maybe this isn't for me, maybe I'm not cut out for this, maybe I need to focus more on my family. The bursary impacted very positively. It enabled me to keep going and that I could continue my study without having to worry about the financial impact, what was going on at home. For them as well, it was really important for me to go on and achieve this dream, because it also set a valuable lesson to them that if you want something hard enough, you'll go for it and you will work hard for it. I attribute all of my successes to my family, my husband, who spurred me on every step of the way, my whole family, how they've supported me and inspired me to keep fighting on and to keep achieving my own goals and dreams. And hopefully, I hope that I have inspired them also. As you can see, I'm in the blues. I very successfully completed my course at Queen's. My hopes for the future of nursing really are a great appreciation for nurses themselves and for nursing students. I cannot advocate enough for the nursing profession. It is deeply rewarding, it's deeply satisfying, and I genuinely believe it's the best profession in the world. What I would like to say to the RCN Foundation is thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. It's a fantastic opportunity for nursing students. To anyone considering applying for a grant from the RCN Foundation, I couldn't urge anyone enough to apply. The positive impact it's had on my life and my family's life have been endless, and I'm so grateful that I did apply for it. So if you're considering it, definitely do it.
Wow, Catherine, you persevered and reached your goals. How does it feel?
Truly incredible.
I just have to say, like, I don't know about anybody else, but that was quite hard to watch myself on the screen and listen to my voice and everything. And it was very emotional too. So,
well, I'd love to know how your education grant and award has impacted your patients. And please don't worry, you did sound great in the video.
I think what it did was I come late into the studies, and having such a big family, it was very hard for me to try and juggle all that time. And I got a lot of validation and confidence that I did serve a purpose. And, you know, the impact of being a compassionate, kind healthcare practitioner, I think sometimes those are the skills that you think aren't great. Sometimes they're the best skills you can have. And it spurred me on to go on further and, you know, encourage newly registered nurses and, you know, in this part of the world that I'm in. So I'd definitely say that it's given me a greater confidence to just to know that I am doing what I'm doing and it's having a good outcome.
Wonderful. Congratulations, Catherine. Have some Prosecco if you have any, or
water.
Oh, water. All right. And thank you again, Charlotte, for that excellent introduction. So we have now come to the end of our award ceremony this evening. I hope you will agree that it has been a wonderful evening that has showcased just some of the excellent and innovative work that is being undertaken by nurses, midwives, and healthcare assistants across the whole of the UK. To our award winners and all those who are working tirelessly to deliver high-quality care and to improve the lives of patients and their families, thank you. I'd just like to thank a number of people who have made tonight possible. Actually, I'm going to go off script. Before I became a stand-up comedian, I worked for 8 years at a hospital and worked very close with nurses, and you had my respect back then, and even more so now watching these videos. Thank you very much for all the work you've done. And I'd just like to thank a number of people who have made tonight possible. A special thank you to LV, who have been premium supporters of tonight's award ceremony. Thank you to RCN Foundation team and RCN events team, and for the organization of this evening. And thank you to all of our special guests who presented the awards this evening. We are most grateful for your support. And finally, thank you all for being here this evening to support the RCN Foundation and the nursing community. Good night to you all.